Very good evening, everyone. This is Rajendran here joining from Market Calls and welcome everyone to webinar on trade automation using Amibroker and OpenAlgo. And this specific session, right? So we are doing it so that if you are an Amibroker user, then you will be learning how to set up your own algo trading platform. So that's a primary idea behind that. It's going to be a three-part series. And we will be exploring various styles of trading strategies using OpenAlgo, how you can use OpenAlgo to transmit your algorithmic trading strategies into orders is what we're going to talk about in this entire series, right? So first thing first, a little bit about me. My name is Rajendran. I'm the creator of OpenAlgo. So OpenAlgo is almost like 1 year old now. And I'm also author of Market Calls. It's a financial blog which talks about markets, trading strategies, and trading softwares. I've been coding in Amibroker since 2009 onwards. It's been more than 16 plus years I've been coding in Amibroker, right? And today's agenda is all about how to set up Amibroker for real-time automated trading, connecting your broker and trading strategies with OpenAlgo. And of course, how to perform a chart-based trading automation and how to test the algo execution modules, the daily routine procedures involved with the OpenAlgo. So like starting the OpenAlgo, connecting with the broker and routine checkups, and how to read and interpret the Amibroker trace log for troubleshooting. So these are some of the basic, very basic things that a trader has to perform, right? And also using the OpenAlgo API analyzer. There is an API analyzer module to test your strategies without using the live trading account. So how to use API analyzer. That is what we're going to learn in this specific session, right? So first of all, what is OpenAlgo if you ask me? OpenAlgo is like an intermediate trading bridge between Amibroker and your own broker. Amibroker generates signals and OpenAlgo receives that signal and it processes it and it transmits it to the broker, right? So it acts like a kind of a middleman. But is it really a middleman? If you ask me, OpenAlgo does more than that, right? It also provides a facility to manage your trades, get the data, and a lot more things. OpenAlgo does that. It's like your own private algo trading platform. So why OpenAlgo, if you ask me, it supports 20 plus Indian brokers. Most of the popular brokers are already onboarded in OpenAlgo, and still there are more broker integration in pipeline. The best part is it is 100% open source, means you get to have access to the complete source code plus free software, right? So there is no month-on-month subscription. You own the code, you own the software. It's completely yours. So you can customize the software, you can change, you can modify whatever you want to do, you can do with that source code, right? And it comes under the license AGPL v3, means it is free to use, free to distribute. You can run in Windows, you can run in Windows servers, you can run in Linux servers, you can run in Mac operating systems, right? So you can run in any platform of your choice. It's any cross platform, you can run it. And the most best part is like you can run unlimited trading strategies. There is no binding over there. Like you can run any number of strategies in any number of platforms. Close to close, 10 plus popular trading platforms are supported. Like Amibroker, it's not like OpenAlgo is limited not only to Amibroker. OpenAlgo also supports various platforms like Amibroker, TradingView, Python, Excel, Charting, Google Spreadsheet, N8, MetaTrader 5. Or even if you're a programmer, you can write your strategies in Go, Rust, Java, C++, C Sharp. So there is no limitation to the number of platforms that you can run simultaneously. If you are having strategies in Amibroker also, Python also, you can run simultaneously. Or maybe if you are having strategies in Excel sheet and TradingView and Amibroker, you can run parallelly. So you can connect n number of platforms, n number of strategies, and that too without paying any penny to any software vendors, right? So it gives you a complete freedom to host in your own infrastructure, and you get the complete control over how much speed the algo execution is happening. You control the speed of the execution. Like some of the prerequisites are Amibroker 6.0 or higher version. Maybe if you are using Amibroker, at least 6.0 or higher is what required. Latest version, if you are having, it's well and good, but at least a 6.0 or higher is required. Older versions, it may not support, right? And you may need to have a real-time data subscription. You may have to have real-time data subscription with any vendors like Global Data Feed or True Data or Excel Pix or any other vendor. You have to have real-time market feed subscription. And you also need to have a VS Code as well. So VS Code is a free tool you can download from Microsoft. It's Visual Studio Code, not the Visual Studio, it's Visual Studio Code, right? So there are two different things over here. And if in case if you want to download a VS Code, you can always go and check out the procedure over here. So VS Code. So just go and download. You can go and download from here. Or if you are looking for complete step-by-step instructions, all you can do is like you can go to Market Calls VS Code. So you'll be landing in this ultimate guide to install Python environment in Visual Studio. So you have to install the Python first. Python latest version is 3.13. So anything about 3.10 or higher version, it's highly recommended, right? So in my case, I'm using Python 3.12.8, but latest version could be like that 13 point something, right? 3.13 point something. You have to download the Visual Studio Code, and it's free to download, right? So it's from Microsoft, so you can use it free of cost. And you have to select the Python interpreter. So there are some certain procedures you have to follow here. Now, once you had the VS Code, the VS Code will be looking something like this. This is how the VS Code looks like, right? Now, inside the VS Code is what we are going to run this OpenAlgo application. It's a web-based application. You can run it in your own local desktop also. So you have to go to the terminal and click on New Terminal. That will open up a terminal over here. And so here is where we have to install OpenAlgo. So before to that, you just type Python -- version. Just check it out whether Python is installed or not. If it is installed, first thing what you have to do here is like you have to open a folder. So go to File, Open Folder, right? From there, you have to go and pick up a folder. In my case, I'm going to pick up, let's say like, I'll go and say OpenAlgo Amibroker. That's what the name I'm going to give. I'm going to select the folder. So inside this folder, I'm going to install OpenAlgo, right? So where I can find OpenAlgo is you have to probably you can go to openalgo.in. So open the browser. From here, go to openalgo.in. Go to the GitHub section. So here's the GitHub section. Or you can also go to the install now and you can see the installation instructions also. So maybe if you are going to install in Windows or Mac or Linux, you can accordingly select the platforms. So in your, if it is your requirement is Windows, most likely Amibroker runs only in Windows. So if you are a Windows user, you have to go and follow the instructions. There's also video instructions as well, which I'm going to do right now. So if you go here, there's a GitHub link is there. So go to that GitHub link, copy that GitHub link over here, right? So now come back to the Visual Studio Code, open up the terminal, right? And all you have to do is like git clone. Followed by that, we have to do paste the URL here, right? Paste the URL. And that will be installing OpenAlgo. So you can see that OpenAlgo already got downloaded. A complete source code you can see over here, complete Python source code. So now you have to get into the OpenAlgo folder, cd space OpenAlgo, and then Python space app.py, right? So app.py is what, it is a command to install OpenAlgo, but before to that, what we also have to do is like we have to copy a file name called .sample.env. So there's a file name called .sample.env. So if you could see that, this contains the configuration file. So .sample.env file. So we're going to copy it to a .env file. It's an environmental file, right? You can see that automatically it creates an .environmental file. It duplicates and copies an .env file. So here I have to enter my broker name. So the broker name has to be from the valid broker section. Almost 20 plus brokers are supported right now. To be very precise, 21 brokers. So here I'm going to go and change the broker name as like, so in my case, I'm going to use Angel over here. I'm going to press Control S and I'm going to set my broker API key and API secret key. So which I'm going to get it from my broker portal. So let me go to my broker portal here. I'll go to smart API. So every broker, they will be having some developer portal. And what information I have to get? So if you want to know that, we always have that documentation is the first section. You can always go to docs.openalgo.in. From here, click on the brokers. From here, you choose your favorite broker and then go and see what are the step-by-step instructions that you have to do. So once you are done with that, in my case, I'm going to go to the developer portal and I'm going to get the API key and API secret key. So every broker, they have their own procedures, which you have to follow it. So let me go and follow the procedure here. I'm going to log in and let me sign in. So once I sign in, I'm going to create a new application, right? So I'm going to create a new application. I'm going to give a name. Let's say like I'm going to give a name like Amibroker, right? So the name can be anything. It can be OpenAlgo. It can be Amibroker. And the redirect URL, for time being, you have to give some dummy URL here. So let's say like https://google.com. It could be a dummy because OpenAlgo uses redirect URL, but when it comes to Angel, right? So they're not accepting any redirect URL at this point. So I'm going to give a dummy URL over here, right? And then Angel client ID, which is optional. So I just create an app. Maybe other broker, the procedure is little different. So always you have to ensure that you just follow the procedures. What are the procedures listed? Different broker, the procedures has been a little bit different. And yeah, so let's create it. Once we created the app, we have this Amibroker API key and API secret key. So I'm going to copy the API key. I paste it over here. And also I'm going to paste the API secret key as well, right? API secret key as well. Now, once I pasted it, I also have to install the Python libraries. So I have to install pip install -r. There's a file name called requirements.txt, and then type enter. So that will be installing the complete library. As you can see that there has been a list of libraries over here, requirement.txt. So close to close, somewhere around like 109 libraries are there. If all the libraries are installed, in my case, already the libraries has been installed. So once this is done, it's time to start OpenAlgo. So the entire setup procedure will take hardly 7 to 8 minutes, right? So, and it's a one-time setup. Once you set up, you can use it forever. So I'm going to type python app.py. That will be starting OpenAlgo, and it will be running under the port 5000 under this IP address. So I'm going to control click. This entire OpenAlgo is running in your local machine only. It's not running anywhere in the servers. So first time when you are trying to log in for the very first time, you click on login. It will be automatically goes to an, just give me a sec. So you have to, let's do a restart here. Okay. So let me click on login. So automatically it takes up to an initial setup page. So I'm going to enter my first time sign up. Now all these data lies only in your local machine only. It gets stored in a local database, right? So we are using SQLite database for that to store the entire content. So this is your own private login and password. There is only one login accepted per one OpenAlgo instance. Maybe if you want 2 or 3 accounts, if you want to connect, you have to install multiple OpenAlgo. So let me click on create account. Followed by that, let me continue to login. So I'm going to enter my login and credentials. So now once I'm done with that login credentials, it automatically recognizes my broker, which I configured in my .env file. So I'm going to click connect account. I have to enter my client ID. I have to enter my PIN details. And I also enter my TOTP credentials as well. So I'm going to open up my authenticator. So where I kept my TOTP credentials for Angel. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to click on connect account. Once you connected the account, you can see that automatically it will be start downloading the master contract, which you can see it from your VS Code itself. You can see that there's also a small pop-up occurs, right? That says that a master contract got downloaded, right? You can also see that messaging saying that the master contract download has been complete and bulk insert. So it has been added some 1,24,000 symbols. It has been added over here, right? So now you can always go and check your order book, trade book, position book, if in case we are having anything, right? And a lot of other features are there. One by one, we'll talk about that. Now, first thing is like, I want to automate my Amibroker strategies, right? So what are the things that I need to do once I'm done with this installation is like, um, once this installation is done, so the daily procedure is very simple. You have to start OpenAlgo in VS Code using Python app.py. Let's say the day is over. If the day is over, what I'm going to do, I'll Control C, that will break the application. If you press Control C in the terminal is where OpenAlgo is running. It's running, so you just close the application. So next day when you're opening up the VS Code, let's say I'm going to open up the VS Code here. So the daily procedure makes you mandatorily to log into the application. So you have to go to CD space OpenAlgo, ensure that you're in the right folder, log in, get into the OpenAlgo folder and type Python app.py. App.py is the main entry point that starts the OpenAlgo, right? So now you go to control click, you'll be able to log into the OpenAlgo, right? In my case, already I got logged in. So second time I don't need to log in because we are in the same day only. But remember, every day by 3:30, even if you are logged in, OpenAlgo will be forced to log out of the session. So means every day you have to log in fresh during the live market hours, right? So this is going to be a routine procedure. So the routine procedure is going to be simple. You have to start OpenAlgo in the VS Code using Python app.py. You have also ensure that login before the market starts. So it's a mandatory login. On a daily basis, you have to log in, right? So just like every other algo platform, OpenAlgo also demands that you log in on a daily basis. Once you log in, automatically master contract download happens, right? And you have to start your Amibroker, ensure that algo trading is enabled in your charts or scanner, and close Amibroker once market ends, and close the VS Code. So this is going to be the daily routine procedure over here. So now what I'm going to do is like, I'm going to try with a simple strategy over here. So I'm going to have Amibroker. In my case, I'm using Amibroker 6.9, which is the latest version. 6.93 is the latest version. So I'm going to go with the latest version over here. So first, all I need is like, I need a trading strategy, which you can find it in the internet. So I'm going to get a very simple strategy over here. I'm going to pick up a strategy called half trend strategy. Strategy, Amibroker, right? So I'm going to download the strategy here. So this is the strategy I'm going to copy over here. Okay. And I'm going to bring it to my Amibroker. I'll go to File, New, Formula, right? So I'm going to keep this formula over here. I'm going to save this and then I'm going to apply. Let me check whether the code is working fine or not. It looks like we have this buy sell strategy here, right? So buy and sell strategy is there. And let's say I'm going to run this strategy in Reliance. So Reliance is where I'm going to run this strategy on a 5-minute time frame. Now, what I'm going to do is like, this is like plain vanilla buy sell signals. So real time it's going to generate signal. But I want to transmit the signal to my broker. My broker in this case, it is Angel. So what I need is like, I need some ready-made trade execution module. So where you can find this module is, you can go to documentation section. For anything, docs section is where the helpful guide for you. So docs.openalgo.in. If you scroll down, you'll be having Amibroker. So under Amibroker, you can find a lot of modules. Like a lot of modules are there. And very soon, more and more new modules is what we're going to add over here. So I'm going to test with a simple button trading module, right? This is a simple button trading module. And I'm having, there are two functions I'm having over here. One is VBScript method. Another one is an internet function method. Maybe if you are using an Amibroker, let's say if you are using an Amibroker version, if you are using an Amibroker version, so 6.0 to 6.3, you should consider using an VBScript module, which is a legacy module. It's a very old legacy module, which works on all the Amibroker versions, right? So even if you are using in latest version also, this legacy one will work. But if you ask me which is more efficient, maybe if you're using Amibroker 6.35 or higher version, you should consider using the modern internet modules. So in my case, I'm going to try out with the VBScript module itself. It's a legacy one. It's an older one. It's fine. In my case, I'm using 6.9. So if you are using 6.9, the latest version, or 6.4 or 6.5 or any version, high-end version, it supports both internet functions also, VB-script functions also. So for time being, I'll go with the VB-script method itself. Just copy it, right? Or you can also, if you want modern function also, you can go and try it out. So according to your version, if you don't know which version of your Amibroker you are using, go to your Amibroker, go to help, go and check on about Amibroker. You can get to see what version it is. I'm using a 64-bit Amibroker, 6.93 is what the version I'm using. Let's say I'll go with an internet function itself. I'm just going to copy this. I'll open up a new formula here. It's a new formula. And I'm going to save this formula over here, right? So, first, I'll save this code, file save as. I'm going to put this in an OpenAlgo webinar. So I'm going to say like part 1. Let's call this like OpenAlgo button trading module. OpenAlgo button trading module, right? So first I'm going to click on apply. If I click on apply, you can see that I'm seeing an algo disable one, right? So maybe I'll do one thing. I'll try to open up in a new window. I'll open a new blank chart. Now in the new blank chart, I'm going to apply. So you'll be seeing that by default, it says like algo is in disabled state. So I'm going to right click. I'll go to parameters. So you have to set something called OpenAlgo API key, which you have to get it from the OpenAlgo itself. So OpenAlgo provides a unique API key. So you have to go to OpenAlgo. From here, you have to click on your profile. From here, you can go and click on the API keys, copy the API key, right? And then come back. So you have to paste it over here. So paste the API key. Only if the API key is correct, then only it will places the order. It is used for an authentication purpose so that nobody else can place your order in a. So it's kind of a secure way of placing orders over here. And strategy, you can name whatever the strategy you want. So I'm going to give like button trading, right? And symbol, the symbol is supposed to be not the broker symbol, it's supposed to be OpenAlgo symbol format. So if in case, if you don't know what symbol format you have to use, there are 2 ways you can follow. One is you can go to the search section. You can find, it says Reliance, and you want to search for symbol like Reliance. So you can get the symbol Reliance over here, right? Or let's say you want some Nifty futures. So you can go to NFO. NFO stands for Nifty futures. You have to simply type Nifty FUT. So you can get the list of all the future symbols over here, right? So what are the symbols which are having Nifty futures, or maybe let's say 29 May. Any combinations you want to give, you can get those values over here, right? So Nifty 29 May, that's going to be the symbol which you have to use, not the broker symbol, right? And if in case, if you want to get to know the symbol format, so we also have a documentation as well. Again, you can always go to the documentation section. Under API documentation section, you can find the symbol format. So the symbol format contains how the equity symbol format looks like, how the future symbol looks like, MCX symbol format, option symbol format, NSE options, MCX options, currency options, all those option symbol format, you can able to get it from here. What is the supported index format? What are the exchange codes which OpenAlgo supports? Again, OpenAlgo supports common symbols, common exchanges, right? Not the broker symbol, not the broker exchange. Irrespective of whoever is the broker, this is a symbol which is applicable because different brokers are using different symbols, different exchange formats. But OpenAlgo uses a common symbol and common exchanges, right? So once this is done, I'm going to enable the algo mode. So once I enable the algo mode, I'm going to get this buttons over here, right? So if I press on the buttons, automatically it's going to place an order over here. Let me click over here. In order to, before I'm clicking, right, I'm going to push this Amibroker towards the left, and towards the right, I'm going to keep OpenAlgo. So OpenAlgo is here, right? So here is OpenAlgo. I'll go back to the OpenAlgo main dashboard. I'll click on window, and then I'm going to click on log button. The log button is going to show you the traces. So first thing is like you have to go and enable the trace over here. So right click, go to the trace output, ensure that both internal and external are enabled. In my case, it is enabled, but if you are trying out for the first time, you have to ensure that both internal and external are enabled over here. Now I can go back and set the quantity. I can set what is the product type. MIS means intraday order. NRML is for derivatives, and CNC is like for delivery. And price type, by default, you can leave it as market order itself, right? And then host is like you can leave it as default if you're running in your local machine. Maybe if you are hosting in your server, you have to put your server IP, right? So once that is done, I'm gonna click on BO here. You can see that instantly the order get placed in my trading account. If I click on BX, instantly you can see that the order is getting placed, which I can also go back and verify from the order book as well. So buy and sell is getting triggered over here, which I can able to very quickly, I can able to verify it. So the instance, how much time the order is taking, I can also able to calculate over here. We also have an inbuilt latency monitor, which none of the algo vendors are right now having it. So this latency monitor shows how faster the execution is happening. You can see that it's taking the time to reach the broker to place the order is like less than 100 milliseconds. You can able to see like there are two orders we placed. None of them are like failed. So far the order got placed. We got a success message from the broker, and the total time taken is like 96 millisecond for we to send the order from, I'm in Bangalore. So I'm sending my order from Bangalore to Mumbai. And I'm also getting a confirmation back. So I'm getting an order ID as a confirmation. The entire round trip is taking like 96 milliseconds, which means my order latency will be like 96 divided by 2. So my order latency will be 96 divided by 2, right? Which is like 48 milliseconds. So within 48 milliseconds, I'm able to place my order over here. That's the thing. You can able to easily able to gauge it from your OpenAlgo itself. So complete transparency is there. You can also go and check out the source code, how the source code has been built. If you find any issues, you can always fix on your own itself. If you know coding, you can always fix your issues, right? So yes, this is working fine. Now let's go and place some more orders over here. So you can also see it in the trace log as well, what message is communicated to OpenAlgo. You can also see it in a JSON format. This is a message we are sending from Amibroker to OpenAlgo, and OpenAlgo is giving back from the broker. Whatever the broker we are receiving, it is transmitted back to Amibroker here, right? So this is with button trading. So you can also one click, you can also close all your open position as well. So all your open positions got squared off over here, right? If you don't want a voice alert, you can always go back and disable it. So if you don't want it, you can disable it. If you want, you can enable it. By default, the voice alert has been kept enabled, right? And whichever the broker supporting the exchanges, let's say when it comes to Angel, they support NSE, MCX, NFO, CDS. They also support NCDEX as well. So you can place orders in all those exchanges. There's no restrictions on that. Whichever the brokers allows you to place orders, you can always place orders in those accounts. Now, what we are going to do is like we are having a strategy, right? So we're having this half trend strategy. First, let me save this strategy. File, save as. I'm going to put this inside OpenAlgo. So OpenAlgo webinar part 1. So I'm going to say this like half trend strategy. Now, this is a positional strategy, by the way, right? So in this positional strategy, finally, the strategy narrows down to buy, sell, short, and cover. Now, these are like main rules: when to buy, when to exit the longs, when to short, when to exit the shorts. These are the rules. Every strategy in Amibroker has that. So the strategy you can backtest also, you can use it for live trading also, right? Now what we are going to do here is, first we'll try to understand what are these buy, sell, short, cover is all about. So in Amibroker, so we have what? Buy, sell, short, and cover, right? So buy means go long. Sell means exit longs. Short means go short. Let's take a fresh short. And cover means exit short, right? So this is what it happens in Amibroker. So ensure that your buy, sell, short, and cover, all the 4 variables are declared, right? Only then you can execute your strategies. If in case your strategy supports only buy and sell, then ensure that you are configuring short equal to 0 and cover equal to 0. So that let's say your strategy supports something like buy equal to let's say crossover of EMA 1, EMA 2. And your strategy is also having a cell, which is nothing but crossover of some EMA 2, EMA 1. So it's a simple EMA crossover strategy, but your strategy doesn't support short and cover. Then what you have to do is like you have to simply configure short equal to 0 and cover equal to 0. So that it will not fire any short order also, cover order also. But declaring all these variables, buy, sell, short, cover is always mandatory. If your strategy is only, short and cover signals, then you configure short and cover, buy and sell, you make it a 0. Ensure that all the 4 are always configured. Right? When it comes to this particular strategy, buy, sell, short and cover, already it has been configured. Right? Now, once it is configured, now what we are going to do is like we're going to automate this strategy by adding an strategy module. So at the end of this strategy, right, what I'm going to do is I'll again go back to documentation. Let me go back to the documentation over here. So here is my documentation. Under the documentation, again, I will go to trading platform. So here I'm finding this module called Smart Order Chart module is what I'm going to find it. So I'm going to copy it, right? And then I'll go back. I'll attach the strategy module at the end, right? That's my strategy over here, right? And then I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to apply the strategy over here, right? So now, once we are done with that, let's close this. Now you can see that algo is in disabled state. I'll right click, go back to parameters. I'm going to configure it. So I'm going to configure the same thing, OpenAlgo API key. You know where to get. You have to open up OpenAlgo. So from OpenAlgo, you have to go and get the API key. So you can click on that. If in case you are already your API key, if you feel like you want to change it, you can always change it. If you feel like insecure and your API key somehow got exposed, or maybe your friends has been seen, or somebody else has seen your API key, you can always click on regenerate API key. That will regenerate. It will generate a new API key over here. You can copy the key and then come back to OpenAlgo, and you can set your API key over here. And let's say I'm going to select Reliance. I want to play like 10 shares. Market order, NSE, right? And the voice alert is going to be enabled, and algo mode is also, I'm going to keep it enabled over here. So it automatically brings an algo mode to be in an enable state. So now I can I can run the strategy over here. Let's say I'm going to run the strategy on something like maybe, let me try to execute on May 2nd. I'll try to execute the recent one. So which we have like 3 signals on that particular day. May. So May 2nd is what I'm going to select. And end date, I'm going to choose it differently. I'm going to play with that so that we can simulate the orders. So any live orders is going to happen. Instantly, the order should get triggered. So ensure that algo is in enable state. Every day you're logging into OpenAlgo, logging into Amibroker, ensure that you're always logged in and your algo is in enable state. You properly configure. My order triggered. You can see that the order got triggered. So one of the order got triggered, and we are also getting a response as well. So in return, what we get is an broker order ID is what we're getting over here. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to keep it next to that and OpenAlgo next to that as well. So now we can see that it's very easy for you to see both side by side. The moment any orders are coming in, the next 100 millisecond order will get transmitted to the broker, right? So that fast it is generally. So we'll not say next 100 milliseconds, maybe it is less than 50 milliseconds on one side. Round trip is like 100 milliseconds usually. Some broker takes 100 milliseconds, some broker may go up to 200 milliseconds, which you can clearly monitor in the latency board. I'm going to simulate it a little bit faster here, right? So if any signals, it's going to happen. I think anytime we can get a short signal over here. Yeah, you see that the moment signal happens, the order alert has been triggered over here. And you can also use this as an auditing purpose. What order Amibroker is sending, which one is getting triggered, everything you'll be able to see it from here, right? And many people's question is like, I don't want to test my strategies in the live account. Is there a way where I can test my strategy without trading in my live account? If you ask me, yes, that is possible. That is where we are having a feature called API Analyzer, which I'm going to talk about that. So before to that, let me pass the OpenAlgo here. So I'm going to pass the strategy, right? So I'm going to close this out. Now, what you can do is you can also go back and check the log section. This log section records all the orders that you have placed from button trading. What is the strategy is placing those orders? What is that order is all about? What is communicated from Amibroker or your own algo trading platform, what it is communicating, and what is the response that we got. Everything gets recorded over here, and you can also select date-wise recording as well. Let's say last 1 year, you want to see the complete data. You can see the data, and you can also export in an Excel sheet format as well, right? You can export in an Excel sheet format, and you can do it for your auditing purpose. So what order is getting placed, why, at what time it got placed, everything will get recorded, and what symbol we had placed orders, right? If I'm closing all the open position, what time I had placed, right? What was the response I got from the broker? The response says success. The success doesn't mean your order got executed at the exchange. It says the order is received by the broker. So they receive and they give a confirmation ID, right? So every successful order, they will be giving you a confirmed order ID is what they will be giving. That order ID is what it got mentioned in the logs. So this log contains only the automated orders. It will not cover your manual orders. If you want to see your manual orders also, you have to see from your order book. This order book contains both manual order, if in case you are punching your orders from your mobile, or you're also parallelly punching from your broker terminal, web terminal, or an EXE terminal. You can still see all those orders in your order book. This contains both manual plus live orders, whereas the logs contains only automated orders only, right? Not the manual orders. It will not cover any manual orders over here. And if in case any open positions are there, you can see it in the position book. Or if you're having any holdings, you can see it in your holding section, right? So any holdings that if you're having right now, which will be reflecting in your holdings account. Right now, there's no open positions. There's also no trade book because markets are closed. And of course, this is my test account, right? So one another thing a trader needs to understand here is something like a common symbol format. Of course, here is the link over here. And the daily routine procedures, definitely a trader has to follow, right? One of the major problem what traders are facing is they are not looking into the broker configuration. For example, if you are a trader who are using a different broker, let's say 5paisa, so then the format is little different. So you have to go to their broker web platform, you have to enable the TOTP, you have to generate the APIs, and this is a one-time procedure, right? So you have to get the API key, API secret key. Some broker might support a lot more things. So here, if you could see that the format is little different. The broker API key, broker API secret key, it's little different, and the redirect URL. So it differs. The procedure differs broker to broker. So it's a one-time setup. Hardly it's going to take 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, I'm sure anybody can install OpenAlgo. If you already have VS Code installed, if you already have Python installed, you can install max to max within 10 minutes. But we are trying to reduce. We are trying to bring down within 2 to 3 minutes. Anybody should be able to install OpenAlgo if somebody is having already VS Code installed. Somebody is already having Git installed or Python installed. They should be able to install within 1 or 2 minutes. So yeah, we had achieved the capabilities, but very soon we'll be publishing those tutorials as well very soon, right? So the whole idea is to, in the long run, within 1 or 2 minutes, traders should be able to install OpenAlgo, and they should be able to configure their automation setups and everything. Now, there is also another interesting feature, which I said that there is nothing but the smart API analyzer. There's an API analyzer section is there. You see that there is an toggle button is there. Right now, we are in live mode. I can also switch back between the themes, dark theme and also and white themes as well. So let's say I want to use an mode from live mode. By default, when you're logging in for the first time, you'll be in live mode. I'm going to toggle it to analyze mode over here. See that when I switch to analyze mode, it changes to a different theme called garden theme, right? So the background changes. If you are seeing in this color, that means you are in an you are in an analyzer mode. So the analyzer mode, you can test and validate your strategies. Let's say I'm having a strategy here. Let's say I'm going to pull up my Amibroker, and I'm going to keep my one on the left. Never mind. So here is my Amibroker. So if I trigger the orders, what will happen is like the order will go to the analyzer mode. It will not get punched in your live account, but it will go to your analyzer mode account here. Let's do that. So let's say I'm going to change the quantity to like 100 quantity. 100 quantity is what I'm going to punch. Of course, for time being, what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear the logs. In your case, you don't clear the logs because it's not a good idea. So for your view purpose, I'm just clearing the log so that any signals are going to happen, we should be able to see those orders. So I'm going to simulate on the same date itself, 2nd and 3rd. Now, if any signals are going to happen, right, the signals will get fired not in the live account, but in the analyzer mode, which I can able to verify and validate it. See, the moment the signal is there, the order get punched. And I'll be able to see those orders, what orders getting punched, everything I'll be able to see in the AP analyzer logs. So here I can go back and check what is the information. I can go and click on view, what message I got from Amibroker, what is the response mode analyzer is sending. So here I'll be getting a dummy response, right? So I'll be generating a dummy response. The dummy response, you can see it in the Amibroker. The mode itself says like mode is analyzed. If the mode says analyze, that means you are in analyzer mode. If it doesn't say any mode, that means you are in a live mode, right? So one good thing that you can do is like you can go and test your strategies over here. Let's say for time being, I'm gonna do an mistakenly I'm just thinking that I'm just putting some dummy symbol, so wrong symbol over here. I'm just thinking that this is my symbol, Reliance-EQ. It's a wrong symbol. It's a wrong symbol because OpenAlgo doesn't support that symbol. OpenAlgo supports only Reliance, not Reliance-EQ. You see that order, we are able to receive the order, but it says like invalid symbol. So invalid symbol for the exchange NSE. So you can go back and check there was an issue there. What is the issue? You can go back and check it out, right? So if there is an issue, you can get to know that what is an issue, and then you can see the response and you can go and fix those issue over here. Let's say I'm gonna fix the issue. Instead of Reliance, I'm gonna say like Reliance over here, and I'll press OK, and then now I'll try to play. So which I can use this to check whether my orders are getting triggered properly or not. That kind of validation you can do. What you cannot do is like you cannot create like a full-fledged paper trading account. You cannot do that. Because exchange says paper trading account is not legal to host in your own private server. So you can always test your strategies to check whether are you sending a proper format or not. Is there any, maybe sometimes, right, if your strategy is not proper, it may trigger continuous multiple signals. Is there any such continuous multiple signals are getting triggered or not? So that kind of validation you can do so that you can validate it, ensure that you're getting full, complete, valid signals, and then you can go and place. You can always switch back to live mode. Now, if you are in live mode, any signal is going to happen. The order will get triggered or executed directly in your live mode, right? So order automatically comes to your order book. If money is there, automatically it goes to the position book. It automatically opens up a position book over here, right? So I think that is the quick introduction to OpenAlgo. I'm sure there are more to that, but in our next session, we'll be discussing OpenAlgo in detail. Let me know if you have any doubts. So the purpose of AP Analyzer is only to test your strategies before going live. You can validate your trading strategies. Is Amibroker is able to properly transmit signals to OpenAlgo? Is the OpenAlgo is able to execute it properly or not? So those kind of testing things you can test it out. Some brokers, right, they don't allow you to place orders during after market hours, right? Once the market is over, broker says like orders rejected. So many brokers like Dun, Zerodha, there are many brokers, ICC Direct, right, Kotak, they don't accept orders after market hours unless it is an AMO order. So if in case if you want to transmit and test your strategies, then AP Analyzer will be helpful. Maybe if you are developing strategies and you want to test it out before going live in the markets, then API Analyzer is a very helpful tool about that. All right, so I thank for coming by and attending the session. I hope you had some very basic learning about OpenAlgo. And we also have a community section. So you can always go and reach, you can also go to openalgo.in. So maybe if you are new to OpenAlgo and you want to have some doubts, you want to get it solved, we have a Discord community. Right now, the Discord community is like almost 1,000 members are there. So 1,000 plus members are there. You can go back and ask your relevant questions. So if in case if you are facing any issues, you can always ask questions in the help and suggestion section, right? So where people who are facing challenges or who are facing any issues, the community responds. I'll also active in the community as well. So you can always ensure that you will be getting some timely help as well. And maybe if you're a developer, you're facing some issues, you can always post your queries over here. And if in case you are an algo trader, you can post your questions over here. Maybe if you are related to Amibroker, you can post your queries in trading platforms. And maybe if you are a Python trader, you can post your queries in the Python section over here. We also have some regulation sections as well. Any new latest SEBI updates, you can find it over here, right? So I hope you learned something new in today's session. So let me know if in case you are able to install OpenAlgo, let me know in the Discord community. Thank you.